Hey everyone, so I'm going to do a quick reading for today. It's really rainy and gross outside, so I was debating on if I should postpone this, but we're trying to be consistent, so we're going to go ahead and do our reading. We're going to be using the Golden Art Nouveau deck by Julia Masaglia. If you are new here, welcome. If you have been with me for the past couple of videos, welcome back. Always appreciate you. And we're going to just do a general reading to see what we need to be mindful of today. Okay, what do we have to be aware of? So before we do that, we're going to do our little sound cleansing. Let's get it. Beautiful. Alrighty. So we are also going to call upon our ancestors, our angels, spirit guides, whoever it is that helps you to feel divinely protected in this moment. And let's see what the cards gotta say to us today. Let's see. The Five of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, hang on, let me just put the deck down really quick. Okay, so in the upright position, this has to do with like a lack mindset. This has to do with, well, actually, did the lighting just shift all of a sudden? Okay, that's fine. So we look at the energy and the symbolism in the card. This has to do with when we're feeling beaten down or maybe even burnt out, right? So I like to think about this in terms of unexpected financial shifts. So, like when you have to like replace like two of your tires all of a sudden, right? Or something comes up medically that you weren't prepared for. So sometimes when people think about this card, like you can take it in the financial context because it is coins, of course. But this also can be related to health in the upright position as well. But since we pulled it in the reverse, this has to do with challenging lack mindset. This has to do with our preconceived notions surrounding finances. Okay. So we had a video not that long ago where we talked about limiting beliefs surrounding finances. Okay. So sometimes when this shows up, it could be that something happened like relatively recently. I would say like maybe like last 6 months, something like that, that threw you for a loop. And this is you in the rebuilding process. Okay. So because sometimes this card has to do with health, because it's in the reverse position, oftentimes this is going to indicate a improvement either in your daily routine for health. This could be a improvement for like spending habits. You could be doing a little bit more like budgeting, if that makes sense. Like you're being more cognizant of like how you're managing your finances across the board. Okay. This could also, I got like a random thought. This could have been someone who maybe was neglecting their health in the past, and now they're taking on a active role in their wellness. So again, because this has to do with like health, remember that there's different sectors of health, right? So you have mental health, spiritual health, physical health, emotional health, right? So when this card came up, immediately I thought about like someone who was like, in the past tense burnt out, but they're challenging that through different strategies. Okay. So this could be someone who was on the like path of self-improvement and they're establishing routines to help with better daily living habits. Okay. So another thing that came up for me was that this person could still be like having periodic moments where those limiting beliefs creep in terms of like self-neglect or also in terms of spending habits. Okay. So in the behavioral context, right? So oftentimes when we have these neglectful habits or neglectful behaviors, I like to think about it from a standpoint, it's almost kind of like an echo from our past, like when we were growing up. Okay, so like bear with me. When we grew up in a environment that might have been like let's say physically present but emotionally neglectful, this can send a signal to ourselves, like when we're younger, to internalize, oh, we're not worth the effort to take care of ourselves. For some reason, I'm getting like a masculine energy, and this doesn't have to be like a man. Remember, like we have like various aspects of like feminine and masculine, and those are unique to us. So it depends on like what you associate with like feminine versus masculine. But in this context, this makes me feel like someone with masculine energy has struggled to take care of themselves. And that could be like a conditioned mindset, kind of like how men sometimes will be told throughout their life, like, oh, like, man up, rub some dirt on it, you'll be okay. Like, don't complain, just get the job done, whatever, right? So this person is challenging that dynamic and they're challenging the thought process of like, you know what, nah, dude, I'm going to take care of myself because how am I supposed to show up for those that I care about? How am I supposed to be a provider? How am I supposed to be in that action oriented energy for those that I love if I'm running on fumes, right? So this person is like very radical in the sense of like they're not subscribing to like the hustle culture anymore, and they're also not neglecting themselves in various health departments. Okay. Let's get a clarifying card because this energy is like I feel for this person because they're tired, but they're actively challenging. They're actively challenging past habits. And again, remember, like when we're working on something different, this is like years and years of behavioral patterns that we're trying to unlearn. So like if you are getting frustrated with yourself because you didn't go to the gym like one day, like just give yourself that grace because again, like the goal is to be consistent, not perfect. But this person, whoever this masculine energy is, I send you all my love. I send you all of my thoughts, right? You're doing the work, and I know it's not easy, but you're hanging in there. You're hanging in there. Well, let's get a clarifying card because that's very interesting energy. Let's see. All right, what do we get? The Six of Cups. The Six of Cups, guys. Oh my God. I don't know why. I just love this card so much. It's so nostalgic. Hold on, just gonna put the deck back. It's so nostalgic. And it just reminds me of like our inner childhood or our inner child, right? So this is kind of like the energy of simpler times. So whoever that masculine energy is, they are craving simpler times where they didn't have to pick and choose between their wellness and responsibilities. Um, this is someone who they have a like father figure or a role model that they call upon in distressing times. So this could be like when they were younger, they had almost kind of like a Superman figure, and then this shows up in moments of distress. So like when they're feeling down or they're feeling kind of like the defeated mindset, they call upon certain memories that remind them of like that again, like that father figure or that role model, just like engaging in the art of showing up. Okay. And while they're engaging in this kind of like moving down memory lane, there is a companion that shows up for them. So this could have been like a childhood best friend. This could have been someone who really inspired them. And when they are in this kind of like a memory highlight reel, they call upon that person to kind of like get them out of the rut, right? So if I'm like bridging the gap between these two cards, this is someone who might have been struggling with prioritizing their health and their wellness. Um, I know what I'm going to say is a little bit controversial here, right? But this could have been someone who had like people-pleasing tendencies. And I don't like to generalize, but if this resonates, okay, take it. If not, that's also fine. But I do believe that a lot of men engage in subconscious people pleasing in the sense of they have to show up as the provider, they have to show up as the strong one. So this person is kind of like actively challenging those people pleasing tendencies in terms of their well being, their health, making sure that they're okay first before they can assist with others. Okay. So the reason why it's controversial is because like oftentimes like we think like I'm not a people pleaser, like I do what I want or whatever it is, right? But you would be surprised at the level of sacrifice that people will engage in when they have a long-term goal. They are trying to help establish a foundation of safety for those that they love, and we will have no idea about it. You would be very surprised what goes on behind the scenes for both men and women, but because of like this masculine energy, whoever this person is had to make a lot of sacrifices, and they're actively saying like, I'm not doing that right now. Like I'm not good, or I wasn't good, so I'm going to prioritize myself. Okay. So bridging the gap between these two cards, because they're on this track of like wellness and prioritizing themselves, they call upon sentimental moments to help continue to fuel that motivation, right? So because of, again, like this, I don't know why, but this makes me feel like someone could have passed away, like a childhood friend or someone that like really inspired them, or like maybe they moved away, or they're like in no contact with this individual right now, but this was someone's like partner in crime growing up, and they really inspired and offered a lot of like hope to this energy. um and they're doing their best to honor that connection, honor that sentimental set words sentimentality. They're doing their best to honor that. This is like this is a bittersweet energy in this reading right now. It's bittersweet. Because it's optimistic, because this person is like really trying to find that healthy balance and honor those who, again, maybe they might not be in contact with, but they're doing it in a way that they're hoping that this person, whoever this is going to be proud of them. Okay. So again, with this card, there's like two pieces. You have like that father figure role model piece that they want to be like, I just want you to be like proud of me, man. Like I want you to be proud of the person who I have become. And then this like childhood, again, friend, someone who they met that they're trying to honor with better behavioral habits. Okay. So like this is very, very sentimental. Someone is no longer here. Again, doesn't have to be like passed away, but like could be like they moved, could be that they're in no contact, could be just that life is lifing right now. But there's a little bit of subtle grief there that they're trying to honor with better habits and more like calling upon this energy for motivation, right? All right, let's get one more card. Let's get that clarity, okay? All right, I'm not going to take that, but it was a strength card. I'm not going to take that. Because that was just me being clumsy. But yeah, this person definitely is very strong. This person is strong, but I'm not gonna take that strength card unless it pops up. It pops up, guys. Whew, that's hilarious. Okay, let's see what are we getting. Let's get a little bit more clarity for this energy, this action-oriented individual. Let's see what we get. Six of coins, six of pentacles. Okay, so wow. I almost like I feel I want to cry a little bit. I don't know why. Like this energy is very, very inspiring. Okay, before I get to the other card. So when we think about the six of coins, this is someone who went through a lot of like struggle. Could be financial, could just be like life events, could be social issues as well. And they're trying to give back somehow. They're feeling generous. This could be someone who might have like a long-term goal of like giving back through like a charity, or they want to establish their own charity, like maybe like a nonprofit or something like that. And that's like more so like on like a long-term goal. And the immediate, they're just trying to find ways to instill positivity and kindness surrounding individuals in their circle. This is also someone who is engaging in kind acts to strangers. So this could have been someone who, ooh, okay. This could have been someone who was in like this like dark place for a while. Okay. And maybe because they were in a dark place, they had the lack mindset going back to like the five. Um, and when we're in a dark place, we're almost kind of like in this mindset of crisis. And I always like to tell individuals like when we're in a crisis mindset, you quite literally cannot zoom out outside of yourself, right? So the one thing that comes up for the energy in this card, because if you look at the symbolism, right, this is someone who is in a better financial position that is giving back to those who don't have what they have currently, right? So this is someone again, like this doesn't have to be financial, like this doesn't have to like be literal, like you're giving money away, but this could be someone who's like giving away like knowledge, giving away like skill sets to help uplift others to get them to a better financial place. Almost kind of like, okay, I take this with a grain of salt, like a financial advisor. This could be someone who is either in the process of or trying to be a financial advisor to help uplift others who might have gone through something similar or who are just trying to get back on their feet, right? So the reason I want to cry, right? When I pulled this card, there was just like this feeling of generosity. There was this feeling of like unconditional love. And when you come across like genuine, unconditional love, like I want you to succeed, like I want you to do better than how you believe you can right now, that is a very rare energy. And most times, because we might not be ready for that type of energy, we get defensive. We might push back, right? It's almost like, I don't like the word paternal, but it's almost kind of like this person is taking on a like mentor role. And when we're not ready, it triggers us to be like, well, I know what I'm doing. Like, I don't need your help. Right. And then it's only in hindsight when we look back and we're like, damn, dude, that person was really just trying to help me out. Right. This is very pure energy. This is very, very pure. Like, this is someone who, again, has like gone through the trenches, done a lot of like reflection, and is trying to give back in some capacity. Okay. Um, damn, like my like I want to cry. Like I want to cry. Like this energy is like very like selfless. This is a very selfless energy. This is like it's not about me, like it's a bigger picture type of energy, right? Okay, so let us bridge the gap between all the cards, okay? So this energy, this masculine energy, again, doesn't have to be a man specifically, but someone who is like in that action-oriented, decisive mindset is really trying to prioritize their health. They're trying to get their finances in order. They're trying to like do more long-term planning. And they're using these nostalgic moments, these sentimental memories as fuel. They're trying to think back to like when they were younger. They're trying to think back to a time where things were difficult and how they overcame them. And they have gone through these trials and they're in a better position to help others now. Okay. So if this is resonating, again, like take what resonates, leave what doesn't resonate. And if none of this like really like applies to you, just like, don't take it, right? Like this might not be for you for today. But like the energy that I'm getting is just like this overwhelming, again, just like that selfless, unconditional love. So whoever this is, you have all of my empathy, you have all of my compassion. And I think it's beautiful that you are taking your experience and you're trying to uplift others so that they do not have to suffer the way that you suffered. Um, Damn, dude. That like my heart feels like both full and heavy at the same time. Like it's a very, very interesting energy. But again, in the context of like focusing on yourself, because of how society is set up and how social norms play out, when you choose yourself, it ruffles a lot of feathers. It ruffles feathers, but it's only in like hindsight, like looking back, that it's like, okay, like you had to do that. Because otherwise you would have drained yourself. You would have put in yourself in a position that you would be no good to anybody, right? Um, so whoever this was, again, like what you were navigating in terms of health, like it was hard. It was hard, but you're actively trying to challenge that. You're really trying to position yourself in a better light. Um, don't lose that sentimentality. Don't lose that nostalgia, right? Where we came from acts as a guiding point for where we want to be, right? And there's like a level of separation here, but you're still connected to some of those memories, and that's not like a good or a bad thing, right? That's just like you saying like, okay, like I remember where I came from, and like that's what caused me to like grow into the person that I am today, right? Um, and you're also in that abundant energy right now, right? And this doesn't have to be financial. Like you could be like abundant in terms of like motivational energy. You could be abundant in terms of advice giving. You could be abundant in terms of just like offering someone like an ear to like listen to them, right? I keep getting financial advisor though, so this could be someone who is like advising those who might be, again, younger than them or those who are in a similar position to them in the past. Okay. But damn, dude, like this is like such a wholesome energy. Okay. Yeah, but I think that's about it for today. If you saw like the energy shift, it's just because I'm feeling for what they were going through and that role model and that childhood friend, like the person that they're not like currently in contact with. So that's why you saw my energy shift. But we're here to like honor those feelings, right? Like we're not trying to like just be like everything's love and light and like positivity. Like sometimes you got to like take the heavy feelings with the positive as well, right? Like that's just part of the human experience. But besides that, I hope you liked today's reading. If you have any feedback, please, I am more than welcome for feedback. I hope you are having a amazing day or night whenever you're watching this. As always, you are divinely protected, and I'm just really grateful that you stopped by. If you stayed till the end, you are a real one. But besides that, I hope you have a amazing rest of your day. Okay.